Hello everybody, my name is Brothers and welcome to yet another Hearthstone deck guide. Today we'll be taking a look at Anti-Aggro Jade Druid. The Jade Druid, as we know, it was presented to us with the release of the Mean Streets of Gadgetzan and was soon proved to be one of the most controlish and late game decks of the meta. If you can make it to the late game, it's almost impossible to beat you. But this deck does struggle against aggro since it has a little bit of a slower start and cannot really handle with all the early game aggression and the big pressure some faster decks put out. With the release of Journey to Angora, we have some new additions to the deck which help not only fight these aggro decks but also improve consistency and gain some survival slash removal cards and some taunts which are really fitting to the deck while also not messing around with the actual Jade package. So today we will go over the card choice, the mulligan and the actual playstyle, because you don't play this deck like you used to play the usual Jade Druid, you need to play it a little bit slower. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna go to the card choice. The easiest way to divide this deck is by doing it into three sections. The Jade Engine, which will actually be your main part of the deck, the ramp and cycle cards, and this is what Druid is most known for, and then we have the survival slash removal side, which will be the cards that Druid kinda lacks and actually the main weakness of the deck. So let's start with the Jade part. Here we have double Jade Idol, double Jade Blossom, double Jade Spirit, into double Jade Behemoth, and of course the queen of all Jade things that are Jade in this Jade universe, Aya Blackpaw. Then we have the ramp and cycle cards as we mentioned earlier. Here we have double Innervate, double Wild Growth, double Jade Blossom again, and double Nourish. With the cycle cards actually being double Nourish once again, but also Gadgetzan Auctioneer and Fandral Staghelm. These are fairly important because when you don't really have plays, they synergize really well with cards like Jade Idol and Feral Rage. Gadgetzan Auctioneer and Jade Idol actually are your winning combo, and if you manage to survive until the late game and you have this combo and a lot of mana, perhaps an Innervate, and if you have, let's say, double Jade Idol in your hand, you are fairly positive that you will win. And then we have the last survival slash removal part, and here we have double Earthen Scales, double Feral Rage, double Wrath, double Swipe, and to top it off, double Primordial Drake. To top it off is double Tar Creeper, not double Primordial Drake. So this will be your survival and removal game. What we have is Earthen Scales that can really easily be a 1 mana, something like 1 mana, 9 armor, while also giving the +1/+1 with the big Jades. Primordial Drake, obviously very good against aggro, cleans the whole board in most cases. Tar Creeper, very good early game, a Sen'jin Shieldmaster on an earlier turn, but you don't push as much damage, but you really don't care about that. Feral Rage, obviously 4 armor. If your opponent plays something like a Frotning or something along those lines, you can of course always go for the attack and clear it that way, or even use it as reach if you have double Feral Rage and a Swipe. That's 12 damage in one package in order to finish off your opponent. That's also very great. Okay, so the mulligan is pretty straightforward, but I just want to really emphasize that this deck works better if you don't keep Innervate in your starting hand. I know it sounds very counterintuitive, but keeping Innervate in the starting hand, what actually does is it fastens your deck when you actually have to be slow. And what happens is you throw away 2 cards, you probably won't get enough value because this isn't a Druid of the Claw situation. This is a Jade Spirit situation. So you will Innervate on turn 2 a Jade Spirit that is a 2/3/1/1 that will just get cleared by his hero power and his 2-drop, and you use your 4-drop and the Innervate, and later on when you need it with Gadgetzan Auctioneer you won't have it. So you really have to go for cards like Jade Idol in order to put them more into the deck, Wild Growth, Jade Blossom, Tar Creeper, Wrath. I think this is the most important part of the deck. Tark Reaper, very good, and the ramp cards, because as the game goes on, you will go into your stronger Jades. Also, I would keep, if you're not facing something that is especially ultra aggressive, I would keep a Nourish, because Nourish is such a key card, lets you redraw, and if you are fast on that ramp life, you can also always use it in order to ramp up more. In the end, I would just like to say that this deck is really powerful if you play it correctly. Don't rush your opponent, you really have to rely on cards like Earthen Scales and Feral Rage, because if you use them for, like, say, an average of 8 health, all of them, you will go and very soon be at altogether around 64 health. With a little bit of shapeshift, you gain 2 armor from that, and the 30 HP that Druid has by himself. That will be a huge deal for aggro decks to swallow, while you have enough time to develop your big Jades with the Gadgetzan and Jade Idol combo. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed the deck. It really doesn't have many new cards. If you have the old Jade Druid, you just add a little bit. It's fairly cheap. And until the next time, stay lucky.